Did you know that conventional agriculture, so common today, might be sabotaging the future of our food supply? It may sound like an exaggeration, but the indiscriminate use of pesticides, soil exhaustion, and water contamination have brought the planet to a critical point. Meanwhile, organic cultivation emerges as a surprising alternative, capable of producing high-quality food while respecting the environment and promoting human health. The most surprising part? Getting started with this practice is much more accessible and practical than you might think. You might assume that organic cultivation is something reserved for experts or idealists with abundant resources, but this couldn't be further from the truth. In fact, anyone can start with a small space and learn along the way. Whether it's a backyard garden or a larger plot of land, this approach transforms not only how food is produced, but also how we think about it. Get ready to discover how organic cultivation can not only provide your family with healthier food, but also pave the way for a more sustainable and profitable future. And if you're unsure where to begin, don't worry. The steps to explore this world are within your reach, and they start now. Organic cultivation is much more than just a farming method. It is a philosophy of life that connects the grower to the land in a harmonious and responsible way. Since its origins in the early 20th century, this practice has stood out as an alternative to conventional agriculture, which often overlooks environmental and social impacts. However, organic cultivation is not just about avoiding chemicals. It's about creating a sustainable system that respects the natural cycles of life. Who would have thought that such a simple concept could have such profound roots? Unlike conventional agriculture, which seeks to maximize yields at any cost, organic cultivation prioritizes the health of the soil, plants, and ultimately, humans. Imagine the difference between a garden brimming with nutrients and vitality versus a field depleted by chemicals. The former reflects the future we all want to build. The modern world is increasingly aware of the importance of sustainable practices, and organic cultivation emerges as a powerful response to global challenges such as climate change and the food crisis. It's no exaggeration to say that by choosing organic cultivation, we are planting not only seeds in the soil, but also in the collective consciousness. It is a movement that grows stronger every day and needs passionate advocates. Speaking of movements, it's worth remembering that organic cultivation is more than just a passing trend. It represents a paradigm shift that blends tradition and innovation. From small family farmers to large-scale entrepreneurs, everyone has something to gain by adopting these practices. And believe it, the end consumer also notices and values the difference. However, before diving into the practical details, it's essential to understand what organic cultivation truly means. After all, you can't build a legacy without understanding its foundations, right? This brings us to the next point, the core principles that make organic cultivation so special. Are you ready to explore? Organic cultivation is based on solid principles that go far beyond simply avoiding chemicals. It is a holistic system that seeks to integrate farming practices with natural processes, promoting sustainability in every aspect. The soil, for instance, is not just a physical support for plants, but a living organism that must be nourished with compost and organic fertilizers. After all, the vitality of the entire production comes from the health of the soil. Sustainability is not just a buzzword. It is the heart of organic cultivation. Imagine a farm that recycles its own waste, uses techniques like crop rotation, and preserves the region's water resources. This kind of practice transforms an ordinary property into a true ecosystem. For those who want to start, consider how small changes, such as collecting rainwater or growing legumes to fix nitrogen, can have a significant impact. One of the best-known pillars of organic cultivation is the exclusive use of natural inputs. This means fertilizing with well-composted manure, making homemade biofertilizers, and controlling pests with biological methods, such as using ladybugs to combat aphids. Besides being effective, these practices help preserve ecological balance. Isn't it amazing how nature already provides everything we need to thrive? Another crucial aspect is the prohibition of pesticides and chemical fertilizers. This care not only protects the environment, but also ensures food safety. Think about how reassuring it is to harvest tomatoes from your garden, knowing they are free of toxic residues. This difference is what drives many consumers to seek organic products, even if they cost a bit more. Finally, organic certification ensures transparency in the process. It guarantees that the product meets rigorous standards, building trust between producers and consumers. However, obtaining this certification is not just about meeting regulations. It is about demonstrating a genuine commitment to sustainability. And this is only the beginning of the journey, as understanding how to start with organic cultivation is the next logical step. Shall we explore how to take the first steps together? Getting started with organic cultivation requires planning, but it doesn't have to be complicated. It all begins with selecting the right location, an area with good sunlight, access to water, and soil with potential for recovery is the ideal starting point. To understand what the soil needs, an initial analysis is essential. Soil testing kits available at agricultural stores can be helpful, but nothing replaces the guidance of a specialized agronomist. After all, soil is the heart of any organic cultivation. Choosing the right crops is another key aspect of planning. For beginners, local varieties adapted to the climate and soil are always a safer bet. For example, vegetables like lettuce and carrots grow quickly and help build confidence during the initial cycles. Additionally, consider the demands of the local market. The goal is to produce food that consumers in your region want, maximizing acceptance and financial returns. Crop rotation and intercropping are essential practices. Alternating between legumes and grasses, for example, helps balance soil nutrients, while intercropping, like corn and beans, provides mutual pest protection. For those looking to go further, composting is a must. Turning kitchen scraps and dry leaves into rich fertilizer is a way to close the nutrient cycle while reducing waste. As for certification, it may seem daunting, but it's a necessary step for those aiming to sell in organic markets. Familiarize yourself with local and international standards, as each country has its own requirements. A good starting point is researching certifying organizations in your region. Beyond opening doors to premium markets, certification is a mark of credibility for producers. Overcoming initial challenges, such as lack of experience or limited resources, is possible by taking it one step at a time. Attending courses and exchanging experiences with organic farmers can make all the difference. And remember, starting small and learning from each stage is a smarter strategy than trying to take on everything at once. Now that the basics are clear, how about exploring the benefits organic cultivation offers? There's so much more to discover. For those interested, I'll leave a comprehensive guide on how to start with organic cultivation, the practical guide to organic farming in the comments. The economic benefits of organic cultivation are undeniable. Organic products are in high demand in premium markets, such as specialty fairs, supermarkets, and even for export. This means that producers can charge higher prices, offsetting the initial setup costs. Additionally, practices like composting reduce dependence on external inputs, leading to long-term savings. For those seeking diversification, agroecological tourism can be a lucrative opportunity. Imagine opening your property for school visits or workshops. On the environmental front, organic cultivation is a true ally of nature. Preserving soil fertility is one of the main outcomes of practices like organic fertilization and crop rotation. Degraded areas can also be restored with these techniques, transforming unproductive lands into healthy ecosystems. Furthermore, organic farming promotes biodiversity, creating an environment that supports pollinators and wildlife. Every earthworm that reappears in the soil is a sign that the land is coming back to life. Personal benefits also deserve recognition. Working in a pesticide-free environment is a victory for the health of producers and workers. Avoiding constant exposure to chemical products significantly reduces the risks of respiratory diseases and skin issues. Moreover, the satisfaction of producing healthy, sustainable food is priceless. Imagine the joy of harvesting a bunch of bananas knowing it is pure and nutritious. It's a unique connection to what we consume. Another enriching aspect is building a solid reputation in the market. Conscious consumers are increasingly interested in knowing the origin of the food they buy. An organic producer becomes a reference not only for their production, but also for their commitment to health and the environment. This credibility translates into customer loyalty and new business opportunities. With so many advantages, it's clear that organic cultivation is more than a farming method. It's a lifestyle that transforms the producer's relationship with the land, the market, and themselves. However, as with any journey, challenges are inevitable. The question is, how to face them and keep evolving. Let's explore these strategies together. Organic cultivation offers numerous benefits, but it is not without challenges. One of the first obstacles many face is transitioning from conventional to organic farming. This shift requires not only adjustments in farming practices, but also patience, as improvements in the soil may take time to manifest. A valuable tip is to start small, perhaps with 1 or 2 hectares before expanding. This allows for learning from initial mistakes without jeopardizing the entire production. Another common challenge is managing pests and diseases without chemical products. Fortunately, there are many natural solutions, such as using biological traps and introducing natural predators like ladybugs and lacewings. For specific crops, such as tomatoes, Bordeaux mixture can be an effective alternative. Keeping a record of practices and results is essential to identify what works best for your property. Market access can also be a tricky point, especially for beginners. Participating in local fairs is an excellent way to start, but investing in marketing strategies, such as attractive labeling and storytelling about the origin of the products, is equally important. Consumers love knowing who is behind the food they buy. Additionally, online platforms can broaden your reach and connect you with customers who value organic cultivation. Continuous learning is crucial to overcoming difficulties. Attending events, reading books on the subject, such as The One Straw Revolution by Masanobu Fukuoka, and exchanging experiences with other farmers can make all the difference. Imagine organizing a discussion group in your region to share best practices and exchange ideas. It's an enriching way to grow together with your community. However, perhaps the greatest secret to success lies in resilience and passion for what you do. Organic farming demands dedication, but the rewards, both financial and personal, are immense. And like any other journey, this one is also full of ups and downs. The question remains, are you ready to transform your relationship with the land and reap not only the fruits of the soil, but also those of effort and constant learning? After learning so much about organic cultivation, the question remains, what's stopping you from taking the first step? Maybe it's doubt, fear of making mistakes, or the feeling that there's not enough time. But here's a secret. Starting is simpler than it seems. Small steps, like planning your space or testing sustainable practices in your backyard, already make a big difference. After all, it's not just your production that's at stake. It's the positive impact you can leave on the world. Think about it. How would your life change if you could harvest healthier food while contributing to a more balanced planet? And what are you waiting for to transform the way you cultivate, generate unique income, and improve your health in the process? Every choice we make today shapes the future we want, so why not start now? Can you imagine the opportunities that could arise by applying this knowledge? Or better yet, the stories you could tell years from now about how you started this journey? Start small, but start. Every lesson, every attempt, and every step forward will bring you closer to success in organic cultivation. If you're as excited as I am, don't waste time. Subscribe to the channel now and turn on notifications. That way, you won't miss out on more content like this, filled with practical tips and powerful insights. Let's build a greener, healthier, and more prosperous future together. Are you with me? And just a reminder, for those interested in more comprehensive material on how to get started with organic cultivation, I'm leaving access to this document, The Practical Guide to Organic Farming, in the comments. See you soon. Let's move towards a bountiful earth.